Hello everybody, Darren Cross here. This is MBA 641 and welcome to the assignment video for Mod 2. In Module 2, what we're going to do is we're going to be doing our situation analysis for the project that we're doing. And that's going to consist of everything from here all the way to through the market-related factors, right? So we're going to end before we get to the e-marketing strategic plan. Now, there are a couple of elements here. There's going to be basically 4 elements to this project. First of all, you can this is an intro, and you'll see that this is kind of a theme of what we do, right? Before we talk about something, this is the essay method. So we're going to talk about, we'll give it an intro to something, and then we'll cover those things, and then we'll have a transition here in the last sentence that kind of goes to the next little piece. So if you look at this, the first part is the intro to this assignment. Now, we're covering chapters 4 and 5 here, but I think that you might be better informed if you also get some information from chapter 6 of your textbook. Technically, we're not talking about it until next week, but I think that it's going to be helpful to guide you on some of these things that we're going to have to talk about. So when we're talking about the situation analysis, we're talking about analyzing the internal and external environments so that we can determine how ready things are for what we're trying to do. Now, if you have had other classes, then you know that we typically do this through a SWOT analysis, but for the purposes of our paper, we're going to do what I would call an abbreviated or an attenuated SWOT, right? It's not exactly what we will do in strategy class. We go pretty in depth, but just from the perspective that a SWOT analyzes strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in the internal and external environment, that's what we're going to be doing here. All right, so what you're going to do in this first part, well, let me provide a little more context. So in order to get a good feel, for our purposes, we're concerned about the legal environment. Oh, it looks like, no, I made a mistake here, and I'll change this on the template as well. If you actually already have this downloaded, then note this. I hope that you're watching this video right now. So this is going to be from the perspective of 3 things: the technological perspective, the legal perspective, and the perspective of market that we're actually going into, right? So the market-related factors, okay? So what we're going to have is, basically, you can do this in about 3 sentences. You start with a brief introductory paragraph about the purpose of a situational analysis. So you're going to need an introductory sentence here, right? So you say something like, the purpose of a situational analysis is, and then you say, the situational analysis will, includes the technological, legal, and market-related factors, perspectives, and following is situational analysis for your company. See, you're just right to the point. This is what the thing is. These are the components of the thing. And here, following this will be a discussion of the things. And as you look here, what you'll find is that that's what we're doing. So in these second level headings here, we actually have a discussion of those 3 things that we're talking about. But what I want you to do as you're looking at this is to hone your brain in on this thinking. So if you look at the instructions here, in this section, you are to provide the technological drivers of change or initiative that you're proposing, right? So what is the change that you're talking about, or the e-marketing or e-business initiative that you're talking about for this project? And talk about the technological drivers of that change. Now, I want you to do this for all 3 of these perspectives. First, I want you to say, okay, inside of this particular company, what are the things related to technology that's actually driving this innovation, that makes this innovation necessary or beneficial? Okay, so think about that. Think about the internal environment. What are the things that actually relate to technology that drive this stuff? Now, what are the things that are positive for us? So what are the things that are going to be beneficial in our pursuit of whatever this innovation is going to be? And then think about, what are the things that are going to inhibit our pursuit of this? What is going to influence the marketing activities that we're actually going to go through? Okay, so I want you to think about those things with all of these, and that's what you're going to discuss here. Now remember, keep it simple. you should be able to do this in 2 paragraphs of 3 to 5 sentences each. So this should be 6 to 10 sentences at the most, okay? If you find that you're getting much beyond that, you're getting too much. So again, separate these things. Internal are those things related to the company. So things like infrastructure, things like maybe financial capability or something like that. Maybe it's the knowledge that employees have or something like that. And then when you talk about technological drivers outside of the company, this could be consumer demand. This could be the advances in technology that allow for new things to be permitted. It could be, the ever-changing logistics market and how technology is impacting that. It all depends upon your company, but I need you to focus in on the internal and then the external. So the way I envision this is you'll have a paragraph for internal and you'll have a paragraph for external. And you can just start it with a sentence, technological factors. You could say, internal technological factors include X, Y, and Z. X is a phenomenon where blah, 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 blah. Z is, Y is, or X, Y. I got confused there. X is, Y is, and Z is. And then you should be done. Then you move to external factors and do the same thing. Now we're going to repeat that same format when we're talking about legal drivers of change, right? So what are the legal things that are happening? What's going on inside of the company? What's going on outside of the company? Are there new requirements that the company wants to, first of all, what kind of regulatory environment is inside of your company? What is their culture when it comes to adhering to regulations? Now, you may say, well, people should adhere to regulations. Well, different cultures approach things differently. Some people say, we understand the spirit of the law and that's what we're going to do. Some people say, yeah, I understand the regulation and we're not breaking the law, but this thing we're going to push until it becomes an issue. Some people say, hey, let's get ahead of this and do everything correctly and because we don't want to have any issues later. So assess that part because that's going to be important as you try to figure out how this innovation is going. Then look at the external environment. Same thing. What kind of regulations are out there? Are there any new legal things on the horizon? Things are changing all the time, so this should be a pretty fertile ground for you. Okay? And again, 2 sentences, internal, external, and talk about, you're trying to discover the things that are in the internal environment. You're looking for strengths and weaknesses, and in the external environment, you're looking for opportunities and threats. And then with market-related factors, what we're trying to do is determine what things are driving this change or initiative that we're talking about. This could be consumer demand. It could be trends. It could be supply and demand type issues. And again, look at the internal culture and see if there's anything that inherently influences what you're trying to do. And then look at the external culture and see if there's something in the external company that's going to influence what you're trying to do as well. Again, you're trying to identify inherent strengths and weaknesses, as well as the external opportunities and threats that actually influence what you're going to have to do as you implement this new technology or innovation that you introduced in Mod 1. Okay? So hopefully that clears things up. Again, though, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Good luck.